jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Errol can't stop. Errol might not knock him out. Errol big for the weight class. But they don't mean Bud got just much or more dog than Errol got.
Oh, no, I believe you. I feel you.
Yeah, you see,
Talk to him, Roy. Talk to
I'm
him.
gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, but I don't think what it's looking like to me, Roy. I think Errol needed. I don't know how many times he can make 147.
That's what I said. That's what makes it
I think,
fight.
yeah,
That's why I said I'm
yeah,
making
yeah.
fight because he's so big and he can't punch. And we gotta see how Crawford takes his punch. But for
right,
a
one
dog,
mile, you gonna take the
there
next
ain't
day.
no bigger dog in the game than Bud. Errol can't stop. Errol might not knock him out. Errol big for the weight class. But they don't mean Bud got just much or more dog than Errol got.
Oh, no, I believe you. I feel you.
Yeah, you see,
Talk to him, Roy. Talk to
I'm
him.
gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, but I don't think what it's looking like to me, Roy. I think Errol needed. I don't know how many times he can make 147.
That's what I said. That's what makes it
I think,
fight.
yeah,
That's why I said I'm making
yeah.
fight because he's so big and he can't punch. And we gotta see how Crawford takes his punch. But for
right,
a
one mile,
dog,
you gonna take
there
the next
ain't
day.
no bigger dog in the game than Bud.
Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. Man, it's a Tuesday night, on the eve of a Wednesday, which is considered hump day. You know what I'm saying? And what it is something amazing. You know what I'm saying? What it is something amazing. You get to a point where you get closer to the weekend. You have tasks, errands, you know what I'm saying, goals, objectives. And also you have, the time to take out and, gather content on whatever you're going to speak about. If you know what I'm saying, if you're a content creator or whatever. But damn, big salute to the WCS supporters as always, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, So definitely, you're looking at it. I'm going to get into why I feel the way I do. Got money on Ugas defeating Errol Spence. I showed you a video I did a while back with Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? Team Williams when we was on the road. And how Roy Jones was saying that, Bud got more dog than Errol Spence. Totally agree. Totally agree with what the champ is saying, the Hall of Famer. Totally agree, man. Real talk. I'm just waiting for the room to populate a little bit. I know YouTube's don't send out the notifications all the time. So, you have to be patient, of course. In the meanwhile, I'm going to hold off on getting down to the wickets. You know what I'm saying? We used to use that, the wickets. I'm take my time a little bit before I get into the wickets of my live stream on, Udenis Ugas really having a shot, dog. He really has a shot to defeat Errol Spence. Yeah, definitely. A lot of people don't want to look at it that way because they all about, claiming that they're just supporters when in fact they're fans. You're actually fans when you get entirely irate and lose your mind over someone that's on the opposite side of the spectrum supporting a fighter that is that's in the conversation all the time when it comes to Errol Spence. So yeah, they get mad at the ones who support Bud Crawford, and then they claim they ain't fangirls and they ain't this, and they project names and shit, but they get mad and irate and be yelling and screaming in their own quarters. You know what I'm saying? The neighbors wondering what the hell going on. These people just screaming and yelling. They trying to see if they should call the fire department. You know what I'm saying? They think it's a cat up the tree or something, man. They think it's a cat up the tree, goddamn whining and meowing and scratching and clawing. This is crazy. Look, this is gonna go away, just like the wave that Deontay Wilder presented. The conversations, the lives, and all that. This too shall pass. But right now, since the bridge is still, forming, so to speak, and trying to make this fight and trying to manifest it, we can still just create. You know what I'm saying? Just glorified fantasy talk on this shit. But Ugas, Errol Spence Jr., April 16th. The fight is supposedly signed and everything, which is great. You know what I'm saying? It's great and everything. But when it comes down to it, well as I do, what? In my opinion, we have to wait and see if Errol Spence is going to make it to the dance. You know what I'm saying? We have to see if Errol Spence is going to make it to the dance, period. That's a big deal. We have to see. I know a lot of people who support Errol Spence aren't sure that he's going to make it to the dance. You can't be getting upset with me because, I tell it the way it is. Like, you just can't sit up here and support a group of other people that you think is speaking anything different than me. I'm speaking my opinions based on what I believe. They speaking their opinions based off what they believe. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. I don't know why y'all say I'm an Errol Spence hater and stuff like that. I don't have to explain myself to y'all. All y'all need to know is what? I feel the way I feel. You know what I'm saying? It's not no hate. It's an opinion. Opinions aren't based off facts. I just have doubt that Errol Spence will make it to the dance. I believe if he does make it to the dance, Yordenis Ugas has the opportunity for the biggest upset in 2022. Let me take a pause and give a big shout out to Robert Easter Jr. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. I'll give y'all if y'all haven't seen this already. Robert Easter in recovery, getting that good food in his system. It's just a short clip of his recovery. Shout out to Bunny. You see, his arm wrapped up and everything. He has surgery. Boxers, they use their arms to as a profession to get paid, man. Mike Stafford, that's him. This is his live, of course. Shout out to the legend himself, Mike Stafford, man. Underappreciated coach. But he do a lot for the kids, man. Do a lot for these boxers in Cincinnati, man. Yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that right quick. Yeah, that was just a quick, video or what have you. A Robert Easter in recovery, up there getting some food in the system. Because you know how the anesthesia, it just does something to your body. It makes you hungry, dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then, to be in the where you're recovering from gunshot wounds. I just had to take a little break before I get into the heart of what my live is about. Just put Robert Easter out there. Let the boxing fans see how he's doing. That was Mike Stafford's live on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to see that because we could have been having a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? We could have had a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? And these guys ain't out here. They ain't playing. These guys ain't playing. But the bad thing about it, when I was growing up, people always used to talk about doing this and that to get out the hood and be better and grow up. You can get out the hood and be better. It's when you decide to come back to it and you feel comfortable enough that you may be established when somebody else remind you, I don't care about what you did all that time. I don't have what you have. So since I don't have what you have, I'm gonna take it. That's the way it is. I be who I be, man. Salute, man. Errol stops Ugas. You want to put some money on that, IB? You got to pay up, dog. For real. I don't want to put no money on it if you're not gonna pay up, dog. For real. Andrew Charles, WCS salute. Andrew Charles on deck, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up. All y'all talking about Errol Spence stops Ugas, right? Hold on for a second. I want to tell you. Just give me a minute. Cause I be thorough. You know what I'm saying? I be thorough boxing head. You know what I'm saying? I be a thorough boxing head, bro. Check this out though. He said that Errol Spence stopped Ugas, who wasn't stopped by Sean Porter. I get it. So let's do a screen share, right? So I want you to explain to me, IB. I'm just doing a little bit of classroom instruction, talking to another thorough boxing head, IB. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence 27-0-21 knockouts, right? Southpaw. You know, he currently residing in DeSoto, Texas. Long Island, New York is where his birthplace is, in case y'all didn't know that. But he said he's going to knock out. He's going to stop Ugas. I'm looking at Danny Garcia. What's that over here? UD 12. Sean Porter. Split decision. Split decision. I say again, split decision. We have a lightweight in Mikey Garcia, a lightweight. His last fight before moving up to welterweight was lightweight. Lightweight. I don't want people to keep on telling me, well, he moved up one division. You know what? Since I have time to waste, let's go to Mikey Garcia shit, dog. What this say right here? Because I don't want to hear anything else, right? I don't want to hear people come up here and tell me otherwise. What that say? July 2018, 135, Robert Easter Jr., right? Right? Then he moved up to face Errol Spence. He weighed in 145 and a half and 147 limit. Come on, man. Come on, bro. So we done put that to bed. We put that to bed. Micah was a lightweight. Moving up. Errol Spence with the distance with him. 12-round unanimous decision. Now, there's no need for me to go down to Carlos Ocampo and Lamont Peterson. I seen that. I'm talking about when he stepped up competition. Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about Kell Brook. We ain't talking about Kell Brook. We're not talking about any of these cats down here. I'm just saying I had to put that out there and send a reminder since, you know, IB said that Errol Spence was going to stop Ugas. I just had to put that reminder of what happened with Danny, Porter, and Mikey. All right? I'm going to bet on the win. Nah. You came in here and put it in the chat, dog. You said knockout. You say he gonna stop him. I'm gonna bet on the win. I bet over 10 people on YouTube platform haven't lost yet. Always paid. Okay. But you switching up though. We have to bet on the stoppage. We're not betting on the win. We're betting on the stoppage, bro. That's what you put in here. Errol. Let me put it up here. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, this is the preamble. This is the warm-up phase of the live. Errol stops Ugas. That's what you said, bro. So how you gonna switch it up and say, you know what, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna just go for the win. No, bet on the knockout, big dog. Come on, IB, man. I know you, man. I know what type of dude you are, man. You don't play them fuckboy games, boy. Come on, IB. I know you like that, man. I know you're a solid cat. You said knockout, bro. You got to stick to the script, man. He ain't bad, man. Nah. Man, I want cats to stick to the square that they came in on. IB, you got to stick to the square you came in the door with. You know what I'm saying? Everything you believe in. You were saying he was gonna stop, and look, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for switching up because you're not sure, for one, he's gonna win, and two, you damn sure ain't sure that he's gonna stop him. You know that is a huge. You know you losing money on that shit. You know my cash app about to get massaged, boy, for real. You know that for a fact. But hey, I ain't mad. Hey, I ain't mad at you for switching up, bro. This my whole point on why you know he's gonna have problems going in there with Ugas. You proved my point, IB. You don't have confidence that Errol Spence is gonna stop him, right? That's a smart man. You don't have confidence Errol Spence is gonna stop him, but you believe he has a possibility to get the win over Ugas. I get it, bro. I get it. Smart man for not taking that knockout bet. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have faith in him. Hey, man, that's true words. That's all I'm saying. I don't have faith that he'll show up to the fight. Real talk. I believe we might see Errol Spence, don't make it to the fight due to injuries because he's in there with that, you know what I'm saying? He's in there with in-house sparring and they trying to keep everything a secret. And, they're trying to make sure everything is perfect. I'm assuming it's a lot more that's going on behind the scene. The reason why I say that, because if you're trying to keep a closed circuit type of fight camp and everything, I'm just doing a little bit of analyzation. You know what I'm saying? When I look at how they doing business for this camp, everything is hush hush. You know what I'm saying? They running a freaking detention center. Can't nobody, get too much of anything out of what's going on. Just some little training snippets. But I truly believe that Errol Spence is not. His mobility, his dang physical anatomy, I don't think it's fully recovered from when he was injured. Seriously. I just don't think so. And I think stepping up in competition with a fighter like Ugas is a very, very dangerous fight for Errol Spence. Very, very dangerous, man. This fight is extremely dangerous for Spence, man. He hasn't knocked out or stopped his last 3 opponents. He hasn't did it. He hasn't stopped his last 3 opponents. So now it comes into play on how good of condition he's in. Will it be enough to the point where he's not overtrained? Will the team that he has on now, outside of, the Blu-ray situation where, people are pretty curious as to why he's not in there. And I think about it all the time. I think really at this point, Blu-ray might be too much for Errol Spence. I believe there's a rift between him and Derrick James, to be honest with you. I don't think it's too much of a rift between him and Spence, but at this point in time, Derrick James probably have some type of animus or disconnect with Blu-ray and, the depth of his physical conditioning. He probably look at it like he don't have confidence in Spence to be able to get through the workouts and don't want him to get injured. I can understand all that shit, bro. I can understand where you're coming from. Plus he has his own gym now. I can understand that shit. But at the end of the day, right? I hope they come up with a master plan. Because Yordenis Ugas is coming off Pacquiao. Once again, Yordenis Ugas is coming off Pacquiao, man. Yordenis Ugas is coming off Pacquiao. He's not coming off Danny Garcia. He's coming off Pacquiao, bro. You think he ain't feeling a sense of confidence? You don't feel that his body armor is a whole lot stronger. You don't feel that his boxing IQ, his intestinal fortitude, and everything that goes around with his courage is that much higher coming off a win over Pac after seeing Pacquiao go in there and do that to Thurman? Hell yeah. Dennis Ugas is feeling good. This is absolutely one of the most dangerous fights thus far. For real. Because I say that because you have a rangy, proven official, Yordenis Ugas, who I slept on. I have to be honest. I slept on Yordenis Ugas when he went in there with Sean Paul. But he proved me and a lot of other fighters absolutely wrong. You know, Porter either one thought he was fighting for the level of his competition. The reason why I say that, because he did have the Errol Spence fight. So I believe that, Kenny Porter gave him advice and say, hey, get the victory. Don't don't take too much risk. You're going to get the fight anyway. He was going to get the fight. Listen, they didn't say it, but he was going to get the win anyway. Period. It don't matter. He was going to get the win anyway because they wanted to make the Spence versus Porter fight. And then I kind of relayed that over to the way he looked against Sebastian Formella. He wasn't trying to go in there and knock the kid out. He could have obliterated Sebastian Formella. But he just fought to the level of his competition because he's a nice dude with a green suit on and a goddamn top hat. Yeah, that's Sean Porter, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, this fight that Errol Spence was supposed to have with Pacquiao didn't happen. But Yordenis Ugas came in with the broom and swept it up real nice. Real nice, shawty. You think he ain't feeling like he the shit? Yeah. You think when he leave his wife to split the ropes and once again, like he did for Pacquiao, he's not doing it for her too? Yeah, he's doing it for that. He's doing it for Cuba. He's doing it for his countrymen, everybody. Who Errol Spence doing it for? We don't know. Doing it for Long Island? I don't know, bro. I know he's doing it for his family. Okay, I'm not going to be insensitive. But where's country at? Because I'm going to be honest, if I feel the way I do, I know damn well from people I spoke to outside, on YouTube and on Facebook and IG, there's a lot of people feeling a little bit of doubt too. They don't want to put that money up for Spence. They're not sure. They just don't want to donate to charity, especially WCS. Because then behind the scenes, I'm feeling good. Hold on for a second. Let me see. I'm not sure on the stoppage, but I'm sure on the win. Phil on deck, what's good? People just come in here and say, yo, I don't get it. What's good with you? Appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling up to the spot. But yeah, like I showed you the video, right? I done had several conversations with Roy Jones Jr. on his take that everybody ran with. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. Let me you hold on for a second. Let me pull this up right quick. And shout out to everyone that's in the live chat, man. And hit the like button while you're in the building. Hit the like button while you're in the building, because this is my channel. I did this on my own. I raised it on my own, built it on my own. You know, my shit is trademarked, all that shit. I don't, you know, I ain't run with nobody to get where I'm at right now. Just to let you know. You know what I'm saying? I feel good about that because that's the way I roll. You know what I'm saying? That is the way I roll. Let me see. Let me bring up this. Where is it? Where is it? It'll be tough for me to bring it up right now. Let me try to find this video. I think, to be honest with you, I might have the most personal videos out of YTC with Roy Jones than a lot of people. And they just overlook that shit like I ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? They are like I ain't did that, man. It's all good. I'm looking at all the videos I got with Roy Jones, man. I'm like, damn, I'm straight. Check this out, people. I want you to hear my video that I did, my interview I did with one of them, one of 30 something or whatever. Check this out, though. Let me share screen right quick. Punch in the building. What's good? Jason in the building. Cue the God on deck. Let me share this screen right quick. I want y'all to take a look. Just be patient, y'all. This is one of my videos with let me take that comment down.
Was you coming back, right? So the first person that came to mind was you know, being into the champion at that weight. Are you even considering coming back now that Van Holyfield is thinking about coming?
I would do that because Evander, I come back because it's a great opportunity that showed up for me. I would come back. Evander, I mean, to me, I always thought Evander would come back this time anyway because he's Stafford. This guy fighting, he's a rugged fighter. And I told people he's type fight like Sean Porter.
I'm gonna try to get to the.
You'll have faith with me. It's very different.
Who do you think won the Sean Porter?
No,
Errol Spence fight.
I didn't really see the whole fight, but I told people that Sean Porter was, and I'm glad you didn't tell me to get this for me because when I told the guy before the fight, I said, Sean Porter, I didn't say no fault fight like that. I mean, what I meant when I said no fault, not Sean Porter. Errol Spence had a fault fight because he had to call a guy to tear a guy on that level like that. He wasn't here fight on that level. The one came up outside on the mouth. I don't care if you wait that up. You know, two guys on the record and they both had issues with the
He's saying some of the same stuff I said, right? I mean, I know people came for Roy, but he's saying some of the stuff 2 weight divisions up, not 1, 2. I mean, he making sense on this.
This guy, I think he know Porter. Now I can assess it when I see it and tell you how good I think it do, because now you call a real fighter that can say, hey, now see what you can do. So I was so glad that they fought because now it gives us a better understanding of who Errol Spence really is. That's all I see. I didn't say he can't beat Robert. I didn't say he don't talk about it. I said he ain't talking about that we can use as a walker and how well we think we do with Terry Crawford. Now he fighting Sean Porter. That's going to give us an idea. Now when you go look at the fight, you look at the idea. I ain't seen the whole fight yet. When you look at the whole fight, now I can assess it because you fought a real fighter that was not coming off injury. A lot of people say he shot. Sean Porter never shot. You like that on the good. He never shot. Sean Porter was brain. Sean Porter so you never shot. So when they were saying that, I'm like, no, that's not happening. But Errol is a really good fighter too. So I told him it's a good fight because it's 2 good fighters. Now the guy turned around and said, "What's it? What's it?"
Yeah, they wouldn't make the big deal about what you said.
So pretty much, I just wanted y'all to hear what he said. about, the Errol Spence situation, because he was making the point that he just want to see Errol fight somebody at that time. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to see him in there with, somebody who wasn't coming off a beating like Kell Brook, like I said before, who returned in less than a year, right? Less than a year. Let's be clear. I don't know why. I know why. I'm not even gonna say I don't know why no more. I know why they're in denial, because if they take away Kell Brook, who do they have? The debate. Who do they have as criteria to elevate Spencer's freaking Wall Street and boxing? Who do they have to boost him up? You know what I'm saying? You take away Kell Brook, the first title he won, it'll be hard for them to even make a statement. Like, still to this day, I would tell anybody he came off a motherfucking beating. Kell Brook, how sensible is this, right? How sensible is this just to take a little bit of time and look at this, right? These are individuals that may have had friends or whatever. Let me stop sharing screen. These are individuals that may have had somebody that they known go through an injury and they had to take time to recover, right? But Kell Brook went up 2 weight classes against the wishes of his team, was stopped with an eye injury. Not only does he have to step out the ring post-fight in a loss, right? He has an injury that has to heal before he gets back in the ring. Not only that, he has the IBF belt that the mandatories are very strict. The reason why I say that, we seen Gennady and Canelo go through the IBF situation. We seen Teo go through the IBF situation. The IBF don't play when it comes to enforcement. So therefore, he drops back down 2 weight classes to fight Spence in under a year, and people would just absolutely jettison the fact that he had a busted eye socket, orbital, whatever you want to call it. He was beat down. It don't matter if Spence fucked up the left one. The damage that was received from going up there fighting somebody like Gennady Golovkin and getting beat down, you have to just give him credit for, the heart that he had, Kell Brook, to step in there with Errol Spence. And you have to understand from both sides of those fighters that they was taking punishment. Errol was taking punishment and Kell Brook was taking punishment. It wasn't like it was a lopsided fight. That's why I really don't do fight breakdowns and assess, because if you favor a fighter, that's why I tell people, when you're looking at fights, you have to look in between the fighters. You can't just stare at your favorite fighter and your brain process everything that fighter's doing, every movement, every feint, every punch that you think he land. You have to really use almost like a linear peripheral on both sides, the left and the right. You have to look in between the fighters without looking at your fighter. And plus you have to look at the fight on mute. It's best to look at it on mute because we know the commentary can be extremely biased. Extremely biased. So, what Roy Jones was talking about made sense. Like, just because I'm on a platform right now and I'm considered just, a content creator, I said the same sentiments. I expressed the same. Mikey Garcia was a lightweight. Why don't people digest it and act like they have some sense to understand that man moved up 2 weight divisions? Just like we put everybody else in that suit when they fall at a lower weight class, I can be petty and say, what weight class did Manny Pacquiao come from? But when it comes down to it, all Roy Jones was saying that he just want to see Errol Spence step in there with somebody, man, because, Kell Brook was damaged. And that short period of time didn't work out for Abner Mares. Then when his eye socket fucked up, then Israel Vasquez, I remember seeing him growing up, seeing him coming, and the commentators was talking about him coming back too early. With the damage he received, he ended up, taking extreme amount of punishment. Look at Eric Morales. Come on, man. Like, boxing is no joke. Them 8 to 10 ounce gloves, bro, are there to protect the hands. not your opposition, but it allows a fighter to execute a punch and attempt to maximize their output and velocity on that punch. That's what allows them to do because of the cushion, for the knuckles and everything else. As you see in bare knuckle fighting, it's a blood fest. You know what I'm saying? People get cut easy. It's not a long career in bare knuckle fighting. You know what I'm saying? But if it is, you're going to look like you're older than what you are because you're going to have several cuts on your face all over, which with the scar tissue is going to be incredible. You're going to have operations up the road. You may have made decent money and gain, combat fame, but yet when those cuts heal up, they're always going to be there. That goes for females and males. But at the end of the motherfucking day, we all know Kell Brook was damaged. I just can't understand how I've listened to so many people on different channels basically discount the fact that Kell Brook was fucked up coming off that Gennady Golovkin fight. And matter of fact, it's another thing I want to nip in the bud, right? Hold on for a second. This is another thing I want to nip in the bud. Because I got time today, bro. I got time, shawty. I want to nip this in the bud, man. Once and for all about this shit that I hear in conversation and people just treat it like it ain't shit, like it ain't nothing. Now you can't do that, bro. You can't do that. You have to look at it for what it is, man. We're talking about the human body. Check this out. We're gonna nip this in the bud, period. This is you see it again right here. I thought I nipped it in the bud last time, but let me put it back out there again. Okay. This is the one and only. Let me stroll to the top. This is the one and only Kell Brook with 3 defeats, 39 victories, 27 by way of knockout. He's been stopped 3 times. Okay. Last time we know the best welterweight in the game, top pound for pound Terrence Crawford stopped him at 4. You know what I'm saying? Better than Errol Spence did when he went over there to his backyard. And then also Gennady Golovkin. Bud Crawford did it the best out of all of them. He stopped him early. But anyway, my point in making this is I'm strolling down, right? And I want y'all to take a look at this. You tell me the math. Gennady Golovkin, 159. Let me expand this. All right. 159 and a half to Gennady Golovkin's 159. This was September 2016. How many months are in a year again? We don't need any mathematics, man. We smart. We intelligent individuals. We way past the critical period of learning. September 2016, he fought Gennady Golovkin. September 10th, 2016. This is dead. Because when I get in these dang discussions with people and they act like they have selective amnesia, you know what? I'm not going to play dumb, stupid with you. September 2016. How many months are in a year? He stepped in there with Errol Spence in what? May of 2017. May of 2017, y'all. Is that a year? Just takes time to process that. How many months is that? From September 2016 to May. May of 2017. How many months is that? Can y'all put it in chat? How many months is that? Just put it in chat for me so we can dead this shit. Because people keep on bringing up his win over Kell Brook without identifying the damage that Kell Brook received versus Gennady, and then the short window that he had to, first of all, come off a fight in the middle of the September month, damn near, recovery. We're talking about extensive recovery to an eye injury. Then he had to get cleared to spar for that eye injury. We don't know the amount of time that it took for him to get cleared from a doctor and then be able to spar and have contact on that eye. Just like Errol Spence. Let me check the chat right quick. Nobody's putting the months in there. Y'all don't want to engage? Y'all ain't trying to engage? Come on, man. Come on. How many months was it from September 2016 the May 2017? That's about 8 months, right? Let's count. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. That's about 8 months, right? 8 months coming off a beating. All because it was for a title. And the Spencerholics will always give their disclaimer that he was in perfect condition. It ain't no fucking way that Kell Brook was in max what is called perfect health. You know what I'm saying? He was in good health. He was fully recovered. He was 100%. No way in hell, dog. Dead this today. That's 8 months you giving this man to recover. Look, I guarantee you in October, he wasn't in training camp. I guarantee you in November, he wasn't. Now, when I say training camp, I'm talking about just going in the gym, just trying to, get ready. He took a beating. I guarantee you in November, he wasn't doing shit. December, he wasn't doing shit because he wasn't cleared from the doctor. So let's go to the 2017 January. Now we're looking at him trying to get cleared because he has a fight with Errol Spence. He's going to come off that belt. So let's give or take 4 months. Let's give or take at the end of January, 4 months and a couple of weeks. He had to get back in the gym and then do some light sparring. He probably, look, I go out on a limb to say he probably did very, very minimal full contact sparring on that eye. Just like when Sugar Ray had his shit. Sugar Ray didn't come back and take no motherfucking hard sparring and go in there and do some dumb shit like that. That's why this win right here by Errol Spence is not entirely bogus, but when people try to damn sugarcoat it like he was 100%, that's when the buffuckery come into play. That's when you look at people like, dog, just have some integrity about what you're saying. I can bullshit and be petty about some stuff, real talk. But we need to absolutely put this in the deepest motherfucking casket, sink that motherfucking. Because when you say a man with 8 months after taking a beating 2 weight classes up, he has to now wait till he's cleared by a doctor. Okay? When that time when he's resting, he has to drop that weight come 2017, also in fight camp, while being very, very careful about that eye that he doesn't re-injure it. All so he can step in the ring. And he was giving Errol Spence a run for his money, man. Real talk, he was giving him a run. He just couldn't take it no more. Just like Miguel Cotto against Antonio Margarita, he couldn't take it no more. Now, granted, 2 different situations and 2 different damn insinuations. I'm insinuating that Kell Brook wasn't 100%. I'm insinuating Antonio Margarita was a dirty fighter. He probably had loaded gloves back then. But still, both of them took a beating. That's where I'm at with that. "24 on deck." He said, yeah, he wasn't 100%. Yeah, man, it's all good. Like, Man, people come over here and they get upset about hearing what they preach in certain channels, and it's such nonsense, man. It's foolishness. Because you can look at the numbers and you can tell from having injuries in your own life that man wasn't 100% going in there with the Errol Spence fight. But yet, that's one of the highlights in when they're advocating for Errol Spence, the Kell Brook fight, because he went over in the backyard. Yeah, you was able to link up with a wounded prey. You didn't have to do that much hunting. You didn't have to do that much hunting, dog. Kell Brook was already wounded. He's coming down 2 weight class, and people's like, he was all right. He was good. No, bro. That's foolish. That's foolish. We put that to bed forever and on down. I don't give a fuck who's doing box rec, goddamn lives and shit. If you doing box rec and you look at this shit right here, and you look at 8 months per se, and you trying to tell me that this man is absolutely 100% solid, dropping down 2 weight classes within that amount of time after sitting on the motherfucking couch, happened to be clear. He's waiting to be clear. His eyes fucked up. He's gaining weight. You know, he ain't out here running, doing road work. His eyes fucked up. So really, he probably didn't get the twitching and getting back into the feelings of 2017. Imagine coming off the couch, you got to drop weight, 2 weight classes, right? From 160 to 147, under 147. And then you have to get back in there and test out an injured eye. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if Errol Spence was a southpaw. It don't freaking matter. Sparring is sparring. You can get hit in both sides of your facial area. It don't matter. That's why you got a left and you have a right. I just wanted to put that out there. I'll close that down. I just have time today. You know what I'm saying? I have time. Trick boxing on deck. What's good? What you mean rocking with Ugas? I just think Ugas has a very good chance of going in there and giving Errol Spence problems and upsetting him. Matter of fact, you know, let me put my thumbnail back up there for those of you that didn't see it to begin with. He has the potential for the biggest upset in 2022 because I don't think Errol Spence is 100%. I really don't. It doesn't matter what anyone says on trying to big him up. And look, I don't want to hear shit about numbers. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about individuals that's scared to lead the corral. Now, all of a sudden, we having another fight over in Texas in his backyard. That's telling me you're not sure of you being a global star. We can't get this fight in Vegas? It ain't big enough? No, right? But we have the Spencerholics that's up here gulping up all the goddamn what? The hype of the numbers that he's doing in his backyard on the OK Corral. No, let me switch that up. The EJ Corral. That's the EJ Corral over there. He fought both Garcias. He bought 2 Garcias. Latinos, right? To contribute to his ticket sales over there. Now, you know, we all know that Yordenis Ugas is Cuban. But here we go again. Title fight in his backyard. So his fans can sit up here and say that Errol Spence is this cash cow. But yet, you're looking at him bringing 2 Garcias to freaking AT&T. And then, you know, he's in Texas again to fight Yordenis Ugas. Did he fight Porter in Texas? Did he fight Porter in Texas? Did he? No, right? So they're not quite sure that he can box with a brother in his backyard and sell tickets. They're not confident that he can box with a brother in Texas and sell tickets. So therefore, another black fighter doesn't get the privilege to fight in his backyard because they're not confident that the ticket sales will do well. They have to make sure they have a contributing fan base with this Latino brown boxer. You know what I'm saying? The black and brown effect. And they can lace up and go in there and hope ticket sales do well because you bring in the Mexican fan base, Latino fan base, so to speak, and then you bring in Errol Spence's fan base from over wherever they're coming from. Because we know in the U.S., your fan base can come from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't have the Floyd Mayweather fan base because a lot of them consisted of Latino fan base because they was there to see him lose. So they was willing to pay to see Floyd lose. I don't think we've gotten to that point with Errol Spence. We're not paying to see Errol Spence lose. Look, he's just not that important for people to want to see him lose. I'm not looking to see him lose. I'm just, what I give you is, if I say I believe that he's going to lose, that's just me believing. I'm not going in there wishing anything. It's not one live that you're going to hear me say that. People can inject words into anything because they don't like the way I come down on Errol Spence. It's okay. But you're not going to find one live where I say I wish this man to lose. Now, I will tell you who I believe they're going to whoop that ass and step on him. I'll tell you that Ugas may potentially pull off the biggest upset of 2020. I mean, that's just my opinion, people. Don't be mad about it. Just take it as, content. Just take it as, my opinion. That's all. That's all I got to say. It's nothing bad. Trick Boxing said, just asking who you going with, but I think Ugas underestimates Spence. I got respect for the guy, but just cause Ugas beat Manny means he's gonna beat Spence. I don't agree with that, Trick. For real talk, I don't agree with now. Someone saying that Ugas is under. Why would he underestimate Spence? Spence is much younger than Pacquiao. There, Trick. Come on, man. Let's be logical about this. Spence is still younger than Pacquiao. I need a little bit. I need to be a little bit intoxicated to agree with you on this shit. I need to be in an altered state, bro, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna say Errol Spence, the younger fighter, considerably in his prime right now, Yordenis Ugas would take him lightly than he did Pac, just because he went in there with an older, antiquated Pac. Hell, fucking no, dog. I respect your input. But hell no, I don't think that. Dray Promotions on deck, man. Salute to you. Bud Crawford and Ortiz Jr. could sail in Dallas. D-Ray, you think that'll be, okay, I'm gonna stick to what you said. Sell. It's a great possibility that can sell because Ortiz does have a fan base and a lot of people rock with him because he's been through adversity. And look, Ortiz made me a fan. Dude is about to smoke. Look, when they told Ortiz on camera, do you think you ready? When they ask him that, I don't give a damn if I'm ready or not. Ortiz said, I don't give a fuck if I'm ready or not. I want the big names. And then when the adrenaline, subsided, you know what I'm saying, leveled down, and he began to think clearly. He got with his team and they started to say, hey, Virgil, just take your time, man. Just take your time. But I got respect for Virgil. But he get stepping in there with Crawford. Just like Crawford told him ringside, I'll stop you. I'll stop you. Terrence Crawford will dog walk Virgil Ortiz. That shit in that sense would be a man fighting a boy in that sense when it comes to boxing. Crawford's just too much better than Virgil Ortiz right now. Regardless of the toughness that he have, he's too tough. I mean, Crawford's too much. Trick say, World Combat, Spence got fans that's gonna back him anywhere because one simple fact, he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. Well, I can take that many ways, there, Trick. And once again, respect to your comments. I think you lean heavy towards Spence. I've seen you on other channels. I get it, bro. But when it comes down to it, if he is a Dallas Cowboy fan, then let's kind of bleed that over until you know and look at the results of the Dallas Cowboys in their season. You know what I'm saying? Do we really want to attach Spence too close to a team that continue to lose? Because he might catch that itis there, Trick. He might catch that Dallas Cowboy itis. You know what I'm saying? The losing itis. You know what I'm saying? That shit is contagious. You know that, right? You know that, right? That shit is contagious. That shit is contagious, bro. They have a facility. I've been up to the facility. Very, very beautiful facility. I like Jerry's World. Seriously. The food up there is amazing. The women, oh my goodness. But when it comes down to it, do we really want to raise up Spence and send him all these damn adulations all because he's a Dallas Cowboy fan? Stop it. that proves my thumbnail, Trick. Ugas Ugas is prime for the upset. Dallas Cowboys don't do nothing. So it proves my point that he might take this L, man, the biggest upset of 2022. It's possible, dog, if Errol Spence shows up. I don't think he's going to make it to the fight. It's a high possibility he doesn't make it to the fight. But look at how Ugas talking as if Spence a cakewalk. This is why I feel he's underestimating him, but we're going to see. Look, they gotta build the fight. They have to build the fight, Trick. For real. They have to build the fight, bro. What else is they gonna do? Ugas is not this incredible superstar that's putting in numbers that people are just raising both brows and saying, damn, Ugas up there selling the venues out. That's not the case. Ugas just finally earned his respect a little bit recently on the performance that he had with Sean Porter, dog. That's when people really started, okay, because I wasn't respecting how he received the belts. Vesputin, he tested positive, and then after that, Ugas Ugas comes into the title picture. But the way he looked against Sean Porter, people was like, okay, all right, okay. And then it started from there. And then his last fight with Pacquiao, people was like, okay, cool, man, he official, he's certified. But the crazy part about Ugas Ugas, right? He's getting a lot more praise going in here against Errol Spence because once again, Errol Spenceaholics are not absolutely confident this man can get it done against Ugas. I know what you're saying, Trick. I know what you're saying. You're talking about him talking. He seems like he's being a bit, he's bringing out his bravado and everything. But understand this, he has to. You know why? You're a boxing head, bro. They got to sell these tickets. I think Thurman and Barrios, they might have, the numbers not totally in yet, but they probably did about 26 or 27. You know what I'm saying? PPV buys. It's probably like 26 or 27 and a half. This is according to what they look at. So being the PBC is in this turmoil right now, Ugas Ugas has to step outside what we usually know about him. He got to be more of a trash talker. He has to be more boisterous and outspoken to sell these tickets. Else it's gonna flop. And plus, he needs to wake up the crowd a little bit so more people can come to the arena to attempt to see him beat Errol Spence. Oh, you a Ram? Okay. I'm just saying that your comparisons to Dallas Cowboy. I want to put that in the chat. That's bad juju right there. Linking up Errol Spence. Look, Errol Spence probably a Cowboy fan because he's there. You know what I'm saying? He's right there in that puddle of misery. When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, he's in that puddle of misery. Yeah, that's supposed to be America's team, but goddamn it, when you gonna win in America? Tell me that. If you America's team, when you gonna win in America? Goddamn it, jerseys being sold for nothing. I could probably go up there right now and goddamn get me about 8 to 9 Dallas Cowboy jerseys for $6. Authentic. Jay Ocho on deck, man. Salute to you. But I don't know the sport. Anything can happen in boxing. Man, stop it, bro. You know enough. I seen you on other channels. You know enough. Ugas be like, EJ, that's easy work. I'm going for Bud. Hey, man, I can't even really get into that. I gotta stay on topic because I truly believe that Ugas has a chance. Ugas has a chance, man. Ugas has a chance, man, to make this fight very, very intriguing and suspenseful to the point where he has a good possibility of defeating Errol Spence, because nobody's going to prove to me that they're 100% sure that Errol Spence is making it to the ropes. They got to prove it. He's trying to come back off an eye injury. They want to keep stuff hush hush, but deep down inside, internal to goddamn the detention center over there, people understand the severity of that injury and where it's at right now. That's where we at with it. It's no skating around that shit, bro. You can't just come back in there and say, oh, he's sparring. Man, I just hear these cats be goddamn concurring over anything, man. Goddamn. How do you know? He's full-pledged, full contact, hard sparring. They had to get desperate enough to send his sparring partner out here to the public. Real talk, bro. They sent his sparring partner, Marvelous Jarvis Shepard, out here to speak to the freaking public and attempt to convince us that Errol is hitting hard where it hurt him for 2 rounds. God damn it. What condition you was in? Were you coming off a movie? You finished a goddamn 2 buckets of popcorn and a slushie, and Errol called you up and said, hey, man, where you at? You close? Oh, man, I just, man, left the movie theaters with my girl, man. I had a slushie, two buckets of popcorn, man. That butter was good as shit. Man, I was wondering, can you get some rounds in? That mother went over there with a popcorn belly. Errol Spence started digging to that shit, and popcorn started popping out just like an open bag in the microwave. Nobody can take him serious. Okay, Errol Spence hurt him. He was hurt for 2 rounds. Man, come on. Put the brakes on that shit. Call the crossing guard. Stop the traffic. We do not want to see a sparring partner coming out of Texas that people are trying to big up. They did big him up because everybody was clamoring to get him on the show, right? So they big him the fuck up. He's 6-0-1. I mean, the guy's a comedian. He looks like a cool cat. But I think Errol caught him coming out the movies with a belly full of popcorn. And then he said, I'm just going to work on some things. Okay, Jarvis? All right, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just chill, dog. My belly full, dog. I had a cherry and Coca-Cola slushie, man. That shit was delicious. But, dude, I haven't even went to the bathroom yet. Chill. Don't be digging too hard. And Errol Spence said, fuck it, man. I'm going to teach him to be ready at all times. And he started digging to that motherfucker. And then he say, damn, he was good for 2 rounds. He was fucked up for 2 rounds. It ain't hard. Who is Jarvis, bro? Who is this guy? Ugas be like, EJ, that's easy work. Ugas double jab is nice. He got to throw punches. Listen, that up about Ugas jab because Spence has a good jab too. Real talk. Spence has a respectable jab. That's one solid point to Spence boxing cachet is his jab. Seriously. So you have two individuals that have a rangefinder. Then it's going to come down to what else that they can attach with that jab. You know what I'm saying? And also the gas tank and the heart that goes along with it. You have to sit up here and say, you know what? Who has the better IQ? Who has the core subjects? And who has general studies? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to bring that to the ring? Who's going to be the smarter, more educated fighter on fight night if they make it in there together? That is the point, because like you said, both of them have respectable official jabs. But it's all about the combinations that they put. It's all about the movement. It's all about defense, offense. It's about a lot of variables that's going to take place. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence can be hit, bro. Seriously, we seen that. Errol Spence can be hit. Now, his eyes, the way it is, he might be working on his defense or whatever, but Errol Spence has been known to get hit. And then Ugas is going to have to be prepared, because once Errol Spence, feel the gloves coming in and he feels that his opponent has landed some shots on him, he'll definitely return it right away, immediately. He'll definitely try to run that fade right back and get that back. It's going to be up to Ugas not to allow that to happen. So it's going to be very interesting. But I seriously think we might see Crawford Ugas in April. Yeah, D-Ray, for real. I think it did. I might be off about 3 pay-per-views, but it did around there. I don't think it went past 30, though. I don't think it went past 30 there, D-Ray. For real. It wasn't hardly anybody at that fight, man. Come on. Mario Barrios got beat up in an empty building. It was just like, it was just like them fighting in the pandemic, man, without a crowd. But yet they have a live gate. Seriously, wasn't hardly anybody there. There's a couple of kids up top, playing around, running in between seats and shit. Some adults over there, maybe 10 or 11. They was on their phone. They was on social media and shit. Tim Zeke jersey. Elliott jersey be 3 for $35. Oh shit, dog. 3 for. So you trying to tell me Zeke ain't, man? I'm not even gonna get on the Dallas Cowboys. Stay on topic. Who would replace him? Terrence Bud Crawford. Come on, man. Terrence Bud Crawford, dog. Terrence stay in shape. He stay in shape. Come on, man. Look. Check this out, bro. Terrence be visiting. Terrence Crawford be visiting, right? He'll go down to support his fighters, and he gets sparring and get work in. Terrence is that guy. You will see him walking around like a normal civilian, man, with his fam or by himself. I remember in NYC, this has been, 2 or 3 times already? Terrence walking up the street. Well, I'm just vouching. I did see Paulie Malignaggi walking up the street by himself, but people might not know who he was. This is no cap, man. I wish I would have had my phone out, but listen, you can't take your phone out all the fucking time. But I saw Paulie walk up the street with a baseball cap on. Wasn't nobody talking to him. But I seen Terrence Crawford in the street. Like I seen him walk by himself, dog. He goes get work. When he's visiting, he gets work. So to basically pin my point is the fact that Terrence Crawford came down here for the Shakur Stevens, Jamel Herring, sparred 3 guys. Then he stepped in there and stopped Sean Porter. That is after he had a tough sparring session. Real talk. It was tough, bro. And he goes in there and stop a top-ranked former 2-time champion, Sean Porter, after coming down here to Atlanta and sparring and having a tough sparring session with freaking Brian Norman Jr. And then go in there, because sparring is sparring. Just like I was talking to my boy Los, man. I seen Los. I was talking to him the other night when we was out, seeing him look a certain way in sparring. The last sparring session he had before he took a fight on TV against a former world champion, and he went in there and won. But he did not look as energized as I'm used to seeing him in sparring, because his coach said he had a cold, flu, or what have you, and he didn't have everything. But that was a week of the fight. Like, that was not a week of the fight. That was the last sparring session leading up to them leaving on the week of the fight. And he pushed the pace the entire motherfucking fight. So back to Terrence Crawford, man. That's the credit I give that cat. He's cut different. Just like Roy said, man, Bud Crawford has more dog than Errol Spence. I don't think anybody's gonna have to tell Bud Crawford anything if he ever steps in the ring with Errol Spence to get him motivated to go out there and knock him out. That fight is going to be long overdue, and Terrence Crawford is going to prove a point. After he proves that point, you're going to see a lot of channels on here that you're used to seeing come on every day. They're going to finally take a vacation. Mark my words. Anybody got a change to win in boxing? It's on take one punch to change a fight. That is a fact. It does take one punch. But when people come over here and mention that, Errol Spence may potentially stop Ugas, I don't think it's impossible when it comes to combat sports, right? Because I watch BJJ tournaments all the time, and the absolute division is just crazy. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Because I watch MMA and I definitely watch grappling tournaments. And right now the trials are going in different locations. And just bear with me on this. I'm not getting into no grappling. I just want to show you some on how my mentality is for the length of time, many years I've been following grappling and mixed martial arts. Now check this out, though. This is what's intriguing and fascinating about the art of grappling. Where's that? Are you kidding me? I didn't save it to my shit. Hold on for a second, man. I gotta show y'all this. All right, give me a minute to download this shit. Y'all about to get a clear understanding why I think the way I do about combat sports when I watch and invest my time in MMA, grappling, gi or no gi. It's a different mindset you get when people be all amazed to see one fighter move up a division and shit like that, and it's a higher weight class. Shit, check this out. This is nothing in these guys. It happens all the time, man. People are sleeping on, really focusing and dedicating their time to learn mixed martial arts, at least, because you have to know what you're looking at. People don't want to take the time for that because they seem as boring. It's not boring. It's intriguing. Very, very intriguing. Look at this shit right here, dog. Let me remove this comment. Look at this shit right here. This is the absolute division in BJJ. Look at the size difference of the competitor to the left. Look at that shit, dog. This is the absolute division where the weight differential doesn't mean anything. You can attempt to compete in the absolute division, and that's what it is. Look how big that opponent. This is not a training facility. This is a competition. I just thought I wanted to put that up there. Vegas and Dallas have different eye tests. We don't care about Jarvis. We want to hear that Filipino dude that was whooping Errol in the video. That's I've been trying to then search for that cat, man. For real. J Ocho, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to search for that dude. And somebody told me that he's there, like he's local. I don't know how true that is, but I'm saying if he's local, shit, let me know. I need to get a hold of him. Yeah, anybody got a chance in boxing, one punch can change a fight. I don't totally agree with that, but if you have two power punches, of course, let's just say Hakeem Rothman, Lennox Lewis per se, all right? Yeah, a punch can change the scope of the fight because they're in the heavyweight division. But when you're talking about the lower weight classes and you have fighters that don't possess that sting, they are absent of having ketchup and mustard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's going to be a problem. You can't be Paulie Malignaggi and talking about one punch can change the game. You cannot be that guy. You can't. You can't, man. It has to be, when it comes to the power aspect, it has to be some type of the power ratio has to be somewhat the same. You know what I'm saying? Not just based off the eye test, but we talking about resumes. It has to be some type of mirror image that both fighters can end the fight at any given time. It's just all about who catches who first. You know what I'm saying? It's all about who catches who first. Like we can say, Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano, both of them have pretty decent power fighting one another. They style matches up very well. If they catch one another clean, both of them was hurt in that fight, that first fight. Both was hurt. Ugas got rounds since EJ last box. It's gonna be big, but it's strap season, big fish. I hear that terminology, and what's a fish to a fisherman? Their trick. You know how my mind is, Trick. Come on, man. You know how my imagination. What's a fish to a fisherman, dog? Come on, man. Errol just went out there and got a shark tattoo, right? What is a fish to a fisherman with a harpoon in his hand? What is a fish to a fisherman, y'all? Somebody explain that. I eat fish all the time. I love it. The reason why I love it, because a fisherman brought it in so it can be edible. Somebody went out there and caught those fish, whether it was via physical force or it was in a net. Either way it goes, they caught the fish, brought it back, cleaned it, and it was served for human consumption. I see sharks on the front end of a harpoon all the time. Who had that harpoon in their hand? A fisherman. Terrence Bud Crawford went to the waters as a fisherman. He was looking for the big fish. I mean, I was thinking Nemo, but now that he has that shark tattoo, now he's talking about a shark. The one thing about it, sharks get fucked up all the time. They have their moments, but sharks get fucked up all the time. What's a fish to a fisherman? Their trick. Come on, man. Help me out. Help me out. What is a fish to a fisherman, dog? Let me see what D-Ray put up here. D-Ray Promotions said dinner. And you'll be absolutely correct. That's 200 on the board, Alex. What is a fish to a fisherman? Dinner. And over here, over Team Crawford, we love to eat. You serving up mahi-mahi, you serving up shark, bluefin tuna, catfish, tilapia. snapper, goddamn groper. What we serving? Because people are picking up. Look, people are picking up these terms. Who picks up a fish though? Of all things, a fish? They're so vulnerable. But you know what? I blame the person who put the tattoo on him, knowing he was Errol Spence. I blame him because he should have sat there like me and just kicked some wisdom to this young fella. He would have said, "Man, check this out, man. I know you good with the money, bro. But understand, why are you picking a shark? Have you not? I want to take some time before I even put the blade to you, right? Before I really start to, zero you out, start the process. I want you to go on YouTube and look at some shark videos when they ran into a fisherman. I want you to really, I want you to really pay attention, dog, to how a shark is. And then you let me know if you still want to get this tattoo. I don't get it at all, man. I don't know what the big fish terminology is. Um, yeah, I do overthink a lot of things, in the process of utilizing what God gave me. It's been like that for a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at it like, then why would I get a fish unless I'm a fisherman? Why would I get a fish on my body? I'm up here I'm up here really breaking this shit down. I'm saying, how does a fish benefit me? Like, they're so vulnerable. Look, who do you know? Let's just put ourselves in a fish environment. Do you think they really had a conversation, man? I just can't wait till I get, 10 years old so I can really swim up to this certain spot. It's an oasis, man, but I'm not old enough to go up there right now because it's sharks. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at sharks, right? Because it sounds nice. Look what I'm about to drop to you, right? It sounds nice. That little fish can't swim up there because it's not big enough and fast enough because it's dangerous. You got them sharks in the water up there. But what's a shark to a killer whale? What's a shark to a motherfucking killer whale? Food. Just like D-Ray said, dinner. A shark to a killer whale. Just swimming around in the water. And then you hear this, you see this damn pool of damn orcas and, goddamn swimming in the distance. They ain't fucking playing. What's a shark to a killer whale, dog? Dinner. I don't get the big fish. If you talking about big fish, you have the tiger whale, right? You have the goddamn killer whales, the orcas that's out there. You're gonna go with shark. You might as well went with a dolphin. Dolphins are smart. They're some of the smartest animals in the water. For real. I guess Errol Spence really put a shark on his body because he's thinking they're somewhat hunters. All right, which is true. They, just like any fish, they hunt for food. You know what I'm saying? They have their ways. They hunt for food, but also their food too. They're not at the top of the food chain where they're not hunted. When you look at these wildlife shows, they don't sit up here and say, and what you're looking at is the great white shark that has no known enemies, no known predators. It swims all by itself. No, it has predators now. It might not be a one-on-one battle, but goddamn it, it's not at the top of the food chain where, let's not play stupid like his name different types of shark. Like, what shark are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about? Like, I could be very, very petty and go into my wildlife, bank and start breaking down how many sharks. You know what I'm saying? Are you a tiger shark? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what shark are we talking about? Be specific when you talk about the big fish. Anyway, I'm off that shit, dog. I just look at this fight as potentially, like I said before, it might be an absence and a delay in Errol Spence taking this fight due to the eye not being well and some other issues. And, it'll be good to see, Eudenis Ugas steps in there with Terrence Crawford. That'll be a good fight. That'd be a really good fight. But, after Crawford step on Ugas, we have to wait till Errol Spence get well and we'll see what happens. If not, just move up to 154 because I can't sit up here and bullshit y'all and say, well, I know for a fact that we're going to get this fight in 2022. I don't know for a fact how boxing is going right now. It's frustrating. This fight right here has been frustrating. I don't know what to tell you. What I do know is I'm content in what I say about, Crawford being the best welterweight in boxing. And once again, I respect those who I debate with, but I also have to provide them with clarification on the pound for pound list, and not to the point where they're shoulder to shoulder. It's individuals in between Crawford and Spence, and you can't just brush it off and say, "Well, the pound for pound don't matter." Well, if it didn't matter with with Terrence Crawford, I guarantee you, if Errol Spence was in front of damn Terrence Crawford, they'll have another thumbnail. I just want to break this down. Look at this right here. Like when I mention it, the shit don't matter. Oh, who gives a fuck about that? People control that, this, that, and the other. But put Errol Spence in front of Terrence Crawford, and all of a sudden, it's legitimized. It means everything. That's where I'm at with it. You can't find one pound for pound list that Errol Spence is in front of Terrence Crawford. Real talk. It's not hate. It's the reality. Reality sometimes comes off as very abrasive because people are not willing to just take it for thought and process it. They want to quickly chew it up and spit it out. No, just realize that there's no pound for pound list that you will find Errol Spence. Like, they had a switch here and there, Bud Crawford in front of Canelo in front of Bud, right? You never will have that with Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. There's no way that you can go and find that shit at, dog. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's not a time that we've been on this YouTube that we're looking at it like, damn, this place over here, they have Errol Spence in front of Bud. No, not at all. Fisherman's sunglasses in the ocean. Bud Crawford cooks fish. For real. To hear Ben tell it. Shout out to Ben. Ben called them crawfish, which I don't know how you can call Bud Crawford any type of fish when your favorite fighter is the one that's saying he's the big fish. You know what I'm saying? I see big fishes in aquariums all the time. You know what I'm saying? What competition do they truly have being in a glass concealment? Please, I don't want to start getting petty on this shit for real. How long before we see the first copy of the tattoo? I don't know, man, but it's out there. It's out there that if it was real that he had a shark tattoo on his arm. It's out there. I don't really pay too much in depth of shit like that. I say, okay, he needs something to boost him up. You know what I'm saying? He needs something to boost him up. He should have got a Cyclops on that motherfucker. If you're really looking at it, and that don't go over your head. You should have got a Cyclops. Ugas know about the sharks waters. Absolutely. That didn't go over my head, D-Ray. I got you. Luis Ortiz know about them shark waters too. I want Bud Crawford pound for pound ringside. Yeah, that'd be difficult because you know how they're supporting the Latino fighters hard. So it'd be difficult for Bud. He have to go in here. Bud will have to go in here, and I don't think he'll get too much credit by stopping Thurman, right? Even though it's highly, highly possible, because we know that Keith Thurman and Bill Cosby has one thing in common, Jello pudding pop. I think motherfucking Keith Thurman stomach area is soft like Jello pudding, for real. So I don't think he'll get the credit by knocking out Thurman, but he goes in there and step on Spence and stop him. That's a unified champion now. That's a unified champion, dog. I think it'll be a good account. He'll have a good account, make a good account of himself for that argument. But you never know with the boxing shit, man. They very, very political. It's a lot of red tape. It's a lot of favoritism and bias, and that shit ain't going nowhere. So, though I believe that they would take in consideration if he goes in here and beat Errol Spence convincingly with a knockout, because he's gonna beat that ass. Crawford's gonna beat that ass, bro. I'm just giving y'all forewarning. Crawford's gonna beat that ass. It's just a matter of time on when he's gonna do it. The paperwork has to get signed. It's just a matter of time on when they're gonna do it, people. Don't get mad at WCS because I keep it the same way all the time. Like the way I look at Jarvis coming out and admitting to being a sparring partner and all that other shit is laughable. Because I say, damn, I want Spence to continue to spar Jarvis. I do. Because you're not going to see no sparring partner from Team Crawford come out here on some bullshit like that. They're not going to come out here and try to boost up Crawford on some bullshit. Crawford come out himself. If a sparring partner come out from Crawford's camp, he going to be there somewhere in the proximity. Say, hey, man, I know you own this motherfucker. Don't go in here lying to them people now. Don't tell them too much. I'm just saying. That's just the way it is. Y'all be sure to check my IG, man. I put out a lot of content on IG too. YouTube, check out the YouTube channel, man. I don't care what any people say. You know, they always talking about views here and there. Man, you keep on thinking that. I have and what I have coming up. I know what I have. I have the visual of who I've been able to interview in my lifetime with hard work. You know what I'm saying? That's what I appreciate from what I did. You know what I'm saying? So I have plenty of archival videos with big names. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm happy to be able to interview some big names since I've been here, you know. Since you know, in my era of boxers, I can say I interviewed damn near a lot of freaking boxers, dog. I know I interviewed Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson. That's easy work. I attempted to speak with Chris Colbert, but he's too arrogant, egotistical. I'm just going down the line. I interviewed Vasil Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, Richard Comey, Gervonta Davis several times, Terrence Crawford. I didn't interview Ugas Ugas, even though I seen him several times on the on the elevator, because he didn't have an interpreter or whatever. You know, Diego Magdaleno, man, Tyler Tomlin, freaking James Lights Out Tony, Roy Jones Jr., Deontay Wilder, Who else, man? It's just so many freaking names. Joshua Gear Jr., my boy. Don't blink. You know what I'm saying? Um, who else has been out? Andy Kanaki, Charles Martin, Trevor Bryan, who just fought Giltry on Don King Promotions, Caleb Plant. I did run into Dillian White, but I didn't want to interview with him because at that time, you know what I'm saying, I felt some type of way about Dillian White for real, but I did take a picture with him. That time I was being a hypocrite for real because I guess I took a picture with him so it wouldn't be like I was spying, but I ran into a table of people that was eating. They was having that dinner that they talk about. And they made sure I didn't take no pictures of who was at that table. For real. That would have been a picture of all pictures because certain people shouldn't be eating dinner together. I'm just saying. But anyway, man, it's been too many. Charles Bad News Conwell, Gilberto Ramirez, Jameer Herring, Felix Verdejo. I mean, I can go on and on. It's just so many people I had the pleasure of interviewing, man, and being in fight camp with. Not to mention the amateur fighters and the fighters that's coming up. I know it's some more that's out there. Oh, well, Rolly Romero, Gary Russell Jr., Gary Antoine Russell, Lamont Peterson. Not to mention, Roy Jones. I've got him several times. Thanks. Me rolling with Team Williams a lot, and I call him sometimes in different areas, totally in different states. He had fighters that he was on deck and everything. But shout out to Team Williams, man. $150. Who else, man? Some fighters that was down there at Roy Jones' place. Anthony White Lightning Murphy. A rising super middleweight that's in Roy Jones' camp. I could have got Chris Eubanks Jr., but he don't want no cameras. He don't want no interviews. He don't want none of that shit. Not to mention the bare knuckle fighters that I interviewed that I knew already that fought UFC. You know what I'm saying? The Crippler Lieben, Chris the Crippler Lieben, Joey Beltran, Julian Lane, Taylor Starling, Britton Hart, Christine Faria. That's bare knuckle crew, right? Rashad Evans. I mean, the list goes on, man. I'm just spitting out. When people talk about the YouTube shit. I mean, I wasn't on this YouTube shit like this. I was out in the field, so I've had my share, man. Unfortunately, I know I'm leaving out some people, which is messed up. Boxers and shit, but yeah, I had my share, man. I had my share of people that I was able to interview. Real talk. I'm thankful. Damn. I'm thankful. Oh, I'm forgetting Josue Vargas. Josue Vargas, right? Joseph Adorno. Keyshawn Davis, Calvin Davis. All the Davis brothers. I haven't got Jared Anderson yet. A lot of fighters like down here locally, Brian Norman Jr. several times, the Lopez brothers, K Champ, Najee Tito. The list goes on, dog. Gilbert, the MMA fighter. Gilbert, the MMA fighter, You talking about the ones who rode with the Diaz brothers? No, I was talking about Zerto, the one who used to be the WBO super middleweight champion, who's now super lightweight. I mean, at light heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Gilberto Ramirez, Zerto. Interviewed him twice. You know, of course, I said Teofimo Lopez already. I even have an interview with Devin Haney way back in the day. Couldn't get one with Carissa Shields for whatever reason. Chris Lytle. Who else, man? I mean, I've been around the block or two, man, you know, with the interviews and shit. All when I was learning the system, how to operate a camera for pictures and videography. Man, I got an extensive catalog, dog. It's just people see the live videos and they don't really search deep into my YouTube channel. But yeah, man. I'm trying to think of the one up in Augusta that I went up to. You know what I'm saying? Fernando Bunch, shout out to Fernando Bunch, of course. Stevie Massey. You know, a lot of fighters that are now coming up that I had the opportunity to interview too, man. Shout out to Craig Parker. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. Who was the MMA fighter? A female that I possibly. It's so many of them. Like Tay that's real big in bare knuckle fighting right now. Like I said before, I was able to interview her when she was starting off in boxing. She's did better without the gloves than she did with the gloves. You know what I'm saying? Ricky Sniper Rainey, the one that fought on Bellator. Oh, shout out to Lance Palmer, 2-time PFL tournament champion winner, 2 million total prize money. I interviewed him several times. Shout out to Lance Palmer up there in Ohio. Adrian Broner. I was able to get AB. Vito Melnicki. I mean, it's a lot of names, man. I'm surprised I remembered all those names, for real. Erickson Lubin. Kevin Kelly, who fought Nassim Hamed, Nassim Prince Nassim. Yeah, Kevin Kelly. Interview him. Paulie Malignaggi, of course. I asked Malik Scott one time. He was walking up to MGM, but you know, that's another story. Wasn't able to get that. It's all good. Even got Tyson Fury. I was able to get Tyson Fury. Sugar Hill. Had a short interview with Nico Wash that I haven't put up yet because it was just too short for me to put it up. If it don't have any substance to it, because he was on the go, he had somewhere to be. But also Xander Zayas, man. I talked with him off camera. You know what I'm saying? I talked with him off camera though. You know, some people, and then not to mention all the managers and trainers from Andre Rozier on up. I'll talk to some of these trainers. I also talked to Luis Ortiz trainer. You know what I'm saying? Interviewed them. I haven't got Mike Tyson yet. Probably never will. And especially, I'm not going to that damn Mike Tyson. I'm not going to his podcast. Hell no, shawty. But anyway, Jack Reese, my favorite interview. Yeah, you know, referee wise, Jack Reese. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jack Reese, man, for even taking the time over there in Nashville to give me an interview. You know, I try to get Dulé, Justin Dulé, I think his name is. But I don't know, man. I was talking to his opposition, his opponent at the time. I think his team got mad, but I'm media. They should have understood that. I'm not going to not talk to your opponent. I'm media. So I almost had Justin Delay or whatever his name is. I almost had him in the interview, but I talked to Diego Magdaleno, of course. Got that shit done. I actually, talking to Tim Bradley and Andre Ward several times off camera. I seen Terrence Crawford several times, of course. But the shit goes on and on, man. But appreciate that, D-Ray. That Jack Reese interview. Yeah, that was very, very good for me. Real talk. But man, it's been a pleasure, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel, of course, that I'm on right now. But check out some of my work, man. Check out the work. You know what I'm saying? Check out the work. And check out IG. I post a lot on IG. Follow me on IG. And I also have a website that I barely even mention. You know what I'm saying? It's just I put certain work out there. WorldCombatSports.com. Yeah, that's my shit, dog. That's my shit. WorldCombatSports.com. World Combat Sports. On pretty much all platforms except Twitter. World Combat Sport 1 is on my Twitter shit. But yeah, man, my shit is official, man. Trademarked and everything. So understand that when you come over here, man, I'm gonna try to give you the content you want to hear. It might not be everything you agree with, but hey, it's I study multiple sports, so I don't know everything about boxing, MMA, nor grappling, but I do enjoy studying up on it. But hey, y'all turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports next time. I'm out.